It's been 1 year since I had Sage, and I went through my whole weight loss and body recomposition journey, and as you'll soon see, a lot changed, but probably not in the way that you would have expected. So now that it's been a year, I want to give you guys an update on my own body recomposition journey. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. My goal was never to actually lose a certain amount of pounds. I mentioned that I lost 20 pounds because that is what typically people associate with weight loss. It's easier to comprehend, which it is true. I actually lost more than 20 pounds from the start of my journey, but that's not actually what really matters. Instead, the type of weight loss is what really matters. So my whole goal was to focus on losing body fat while maintaining or even increasing muscle mass. This is called body recomposition. So before I set any goals, I wanted to get a baseline after having Sage because it's really like impossible to set goals before you actually know where you're starting from. I kept track of my progress largely using the InBody, which is kind of like a scale, but it measures your body fat and muscle mass in a lot of detail. I used the InBody machine at my dad's bougie gym because that's where I thought I could get my hands on it. But I later found out it's also at my very cheap Fitness 19 gym. So here's my first InBody that I took after having Sage. It was on September 23rd, 2023. So my body fat mass, which is the total amount of fat in pounds on my body, was 43.5 pounds. And then my skeletal muscle mass, which measures the total amount of muscle in pounds, was 54 pounds. And my percent body fat, which obviously measures the percentage of fat on my body compared to the rest of my weight, was 30.7%. So from here, rather than having a true weight loss goal of like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, I got even more specific on body recomposition. So I had three main goals. The first was to bring my body fat into that like athletic or fitness range, which was going to be around like 19 to 22%. The second is that I wanted to not only hold on to muscle mass, but I wanted to increase muscle mass by about 2 to 5 pounds. I've historically had a lot of issues trying to gain muscle mass, and 2 to 5 pounds isn't a ton of muscle, especially during a weight loss process. This can be really difficult for a lot of people if they're not going about it the right way. Most people often lose about 25% of their total weight from muscle. So to increase muscle mass was a huge goal. And then my final goal was to lose about 15 to 20 pounds of body fat. As you'll see, a lot of these are ranges because I wanted to see how I felt at these various points. I wasn't just stuck on a specific number as like my happy endpoint. I knew that these ranges would be good for my body, but I just didn't know where I'd fall within those ranges once I felt my best. So my latest InBody was taken on June 26th of this year. And unfortunately, the printer ink like extremely ran out when I was taking this test. So it's a bit difficult to read, but on here it shows my body fat mass dropped down to 24.8 pounds. My skeletal muscle mass increased to 55.6 pounds, and my percent body fat lowered to 19.7%. This means that from September, at the start of my body recomposition journey, I lost a total of 18.7 pounds of pure fat. I was able to gain 1.6 pounds of muscle mass, and I lost a total of 11% body fat. So I hit my total body fat loss goal, I hit my percent body fat goal, and I got really close actually to my muscle mass goal, which I was still really proud of because the fact that I was able to maintain or even increase muscle mass throughout this whole time is a big feat in itself. And for my goals now, they have changed quite a bit. I'm not looking to lose any more body fat. I'm at a good range for my body, for my lifestyle, and for my health. The number itself will probably fluctuate anywhere between like 19 to 21%. That's pretty normal for me, and that is perfectly fine. However, I would still like to increase my muscle mass by just a little bit, get into that extra 2 pounds total. So increase it by about 0.5 pounds. Eventually, I would possibly like to have more kids. And after my whole horrible experience of losing muscle during pregnancy, throwing out my back, having a lot of pain toward the end, I want to make sure that I'm in my strongest possible state leading up to that point. So my new body recomposition goal is to focus specifically on increasing muscle mass just a tiny bit, which in addition to that, of course, will result in increased strength. I'm not looking to be Arnold. I just want to feel strong and healthy, which this leads me into the importance of body recomposition. Because one super interesting thing to note that you probably didn't realize is that I actually weigh more now than I did pre-pregnancy. Pre-pregnancy, I weighed anywhere between like 119 to 123. That was my typical range. And my body fat would be about 20 to 22%. I also had about 2 pounds less muscle mass pre-pregnancy. I now weigh about 7 to 8 pounds more than I did pre-pregnancy, and yet my body fat percentage and muscle mass has greatly improved. I'm more toned, I'm stronger, and I just feel so much better, which this is a huge testament to the importance of body recomposition and ignoring a typical scale. I cannot stress this enough. I know it's on everybody's mind. If you're on a weight loss journey, it is so easy to just look at the scale as the end all for tracking your progress, but it is honestly truly a horrible way of keeping track of progress because you could weigh less but have a higher body fat percentage, which regardless of if your weight loss goal is motivated by how your clothes feel, how you look, or perhaps by health goals, the intention should always be body recomposition, not general weight loss. Let me break it down for you. Because if your weight loss goal is motivated by the mirror, body recomposition actually results in more fat loss. This means that it makes you look leaner. It makes you look more toned because it's revealing more of the muscle underneath the fat. It makes your clothes fit better because fat takes up more physical space than muscle. It improves your metabolism and helps you avoid weight loss or body recomposition plateaus because it helps you to maintain your muscle mass. You're not constantly getting that dip in metabolism and slowing it down further, which as a result, it gives you way more flexibility with what you're able to eat and still maintain your progress. It also, when done properly, helps to reduce hunger and cravings, all of which just makes achieving and maintaining your results so much more enjoyable and so much easier. And then on the other side, if your weight loss goal is purely motivated by health, body recomposition focuses on holding onto muscle while losing fat. This means that it helps to improve metabolic health, which a lot of diseases, as we're finding, are actually linked back to our metabolic state. It also helps to improve our fat to muscle ratio, which is a huge indicator of cardiovascular risk. It helps to improve bone health, which reduces the risk of sarcopenia as well as osteoporosis. Because it holds on to muscle, it helps to improve insulin sensitivity, which is a huge factor for preventing type 2 diabetes. There's even really interesting research on maintaining muscle mass and how it could help with brain health and preventing things like dementia and Alzheimer's. There's even studies on how it could help to reduce the risk of depression. So regardless of your weight loss goal intentions, it is always incredibly important to understand body recomposition, how to do it, and how the tools differ from standard calorie restriction. I have a lot of free resources on my channel if you want to check those out. But you can also get the nutritional step-by-step body recomposition strategies, plus over 50 delicious recipes and 6 weeks of meal planning with my 6-week summer meal plan that is entirely focused on body recomposition. These are the strategies and meals that I use throughout my body recomposition journey. So if you want to check it out, I'll have it popped up here somewhere, but you can also find it on my website at autumnlnutrition.shop. But if you want to see more of those step-by-step details, what I ate during that whole process, you can check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.